Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. If you didn't see it earlier today, the Chelsea career mode on FIFA 20 has begun. Episode number 1 was released earlier today. It's like a 24-minute episode. New one tomorrow, new one on Sunday before the game against Liverpool. Today though, in this video, we are talking about the biggest game in Frank Lampard's managerial career. Chelsea's biggest match of the season so far. Without question, the most difficult. It's Chelsea versus Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. It's a fixture that is always very, very special. There's a lot of passion in this fixture over the years, particularly in recent history. There have been some huge games between Chelsea and Liverpool. Liverpool are now one of the favourites for the Premier League. Chelsea have won multiple Premier Leagues. Liverpool haven't won a Premier League title. They're looking to do so. And then we remember back to some incredible nights in Europe, both at Anfield and also Stamford Bridge. The fixture's got a lot of history. There's a lot of passion between both sets of fans. And although the logistical location rivalry isn't there, because of all of those battles over the years, you've got the whole Gerrard Mourinho saga, Mourinho running down the touchline when Williams at Anfield. There's so many little hidden things within the Chelsea-Liverpool rivalry that make this a feisty affair, and hopefully Chelsea are going to go away with 3 points. And today we're going to take a look into how that might happen. So the first thing we need to address is the press conference. Normally, when I do a match preview, I just completely screw it up by recording it prior to Frank Lampard's press conference. So I'm here doing like all of these graphics of Emerson bombing up the wing, and then Emerson's not even playing. So it seems to me as though Emerson could well be fit to start this game against Liverpool, which I think is a massive thing for Chelsea in terms of the way that we line up in this game. We saw the 3 at the back against Wolves. We saw it again against Valencia. Polar opposites. Against Wolves, brilliant. Against Valencia, not so good. And I firmly expect if we do the same against Liverpool, we'd probably be looking more towards the Valencia performance than the Wolves performance, because Liverpool are a very, very good team, and playing 3 at the back against Liverpool could well be the worst thing we could possibly do. So Emerson being back in the flat back 4 means that we have a 4 defender formation lining up again tomorrow for Chelsea. I firmly expect it would go 4-2-3-1, something very similar to what we saw in the Super Cup game against Liverpool, where nobody gave us a chance on that day and Chelsea turned up and put in probably the best performance of the season so far, other than the victory at Wolves last weekend, which was a great result, but it was also helped by Wolves' inability to defend. And then last night they were beaten in the Europa League as well. It was a team that have got a few issues, let's put it that way. Whereas Liverpool, they might have been beaten by Napoli, but there's certainly not that many painstakingly obvious issues in that Liverpool team as there are Wolves. So Emerson at left back, still most likely Azpilicueta in the right back position. Reece James has been back training with the first team squad now for a while. I don't think Frank is going to throw him in to make his Chelsea debut in a game against Liverpool. It's no disrespect to his ability. It's no disrespect to how highly Frank thinks and considers Reece James to be, but I just think you need experience as well as talent in these games. And Azpilicueta, he's had a few hot and cold performances so far, and I think that we did definitely say in the 6 things we learned after Valencia that leadership needs to be a lot stronger from Azpilicueta, but he is someone who likes to hold himself accountable. He's always open to admit when he's not been good enough, and I firmly expect a match against Liverpool, it doesn't take much more than that for a Chelsea player to step up and make himself counted for. Phone's dead, brilliant. So another major thing that Frank Lampard mentioned in the press conference is that N'Golo Kante is fit, but he isn't match fit. I think something we've seen so far from Frank is that A, he's not frightened to make some semi-questionable yet big important decisions. He's not taking any risks with a player of the quality of N'Golo Kante. So for that reason, I've not put N'Golo Kante in my starting lineup. If it's Friday and he's not match fit, I don't think he's going to be match fit for a game against Liverpool. That being said, he wasn't fully fit for the game in the Super Cup. N'Golo Kante came in and was arguably the best player on the pitch across both teams that night. So that game he made the massive difference for Chelsea against Liverpool. And if N'Golo Kante is 100% fit, yet not match fit, you've got to start him in this game, in my opinion. However, in terms of what I've gone with my lineup, I've gone with Jorginho and Kovacic in the middle, because I just don't think Frank's going to risk him. I think Frank knows that the bigger picture of not having N'Golo Kante for a sustained period of time this season could be detrimental to Chelsea's downfall. If he's 100% fit and he wants to play, it would still be a risk whether he does it or not. So I, for one, do not want to sit here and say Kante needs to play. I also do want to say that it's just a massive brain nightmare, to be honest. In a good way, though. I'm glad he's back. The second major injury concern was Mason Mount. He came off against Valencia due to the horror tackle of Francis Coquelin. We've moved on from that now, and we're very, very lucky in this case with Mason, because a tackle like that could well put a player on the touchline for a very long time. And obviously Mason's very young, his recovery time is a lot better than if he was a bit older. So it looks to me as though Mason is going to be fit. The chances are that he might not start because in terms of the training intensity that Mason's been under this week, it won't be at the same level as some of the other players. So if Mason doesn't start, I wouldn't be too surprised, and I would expect Christian Pulisic to come back in and play on the left in his preferred position if Mason drops out of the team, which would leave either Willian or Pedro open on the right-hand side, which doesn't fill me with the most confidence, but we've seen good performances from these players against Liverpool before. And if we've got injuries, yet again with Chelsea, we've had so much bad luck this season with injuries, we don't want to antagonise anything further to leave a player with such high importance creatively and in an attacking sense such as Mason Mount. We don't want to make it any worse, and if it does get worse and we miss him for a couple of weeks or months, Chelsea will be in a lot more trouble than if we put him on in a game where realistically we're not really expected to win this one. However, I will move away from talking about who's going to start for a second and just go into a bit of emotive talk for one moment. Chelsea versus Liverpool. This is a massive fixture for the fans. This is something that everybody wants to win, whether we're favourites or not. Jurgen Klopp in his press conference has given a lot of respect towards the Chelsea players. There's two ways we can look at this. The first one is, I think it's due respect because these young Chelsea players such as Tammy Abraham, Mason Mount, Hudson-Odoi's just signed his new 5-year deal, so congratulations to him. We can stop talking about that now. He's a Chelsea boy for the next 5 years. These players deserve the recognition that managers like Jurgen Klopp are currently giving them. However, it's something that Klopp has done many times in the past where he's trying to deflect the attention away from his own team and putting it on the pressure for the others. So who knows what to make of that from Jurgen Klopp, but it was nice to see the camaraderie, I guess you could say, even though they're rival managers, between Lampard and Klopp. There's a mutual respect there, which was really nice to see in both the press conferences. How are we going to win this game against Liverpool? It is a question that is on everybody's lips. It's a question where it's more through optimistic hope, I think, than realistic, probably not going to happen, let's be real, but it's Chelsea, all right? And there's been times in the past where we've not had the best team in the world. We've beaten teams that are far better than us on paper, in far better form than we are, yet Chelsea still somehow managed to dig out a result in these big games. So Liverpool will be coming to Stamford Bridge fully respecting this Chelsea team. They're not going to expect an easy day. They were beaten in midweek as well, so they've got a point to prove to themselves also and to their fans. They got a 5-point lead at the top of the Premier League, and we've seen Liverpool in these positions before, and then they've bottled it, for want of a better term. Got myself a little bottle of water here. But how do Chelsea win this game? I feel as though we have to play a very similar style to what we did in the Super Cup. The way that we played in that Super Cup was we were pressing Liverpool very highly. We weren't giving them time on the ball. We were trying to restrict the runs from Trent Alexander-Arnold and also Andy Robertson, the two fullbacks that are trying to get forward. And I see Trent Alexander-Arnold, as good of a player as he is, I see defensively weaknesses within his game. And whether it's Mason Mount or Christian Pulisic, I think the way that we attack that left-hand side, our left, Liverpool's right, I think that could be the key to Chelsea getting something from this game. I think that Robertson is very solid. He gave away a penalty in midweek. It was a questionable penalty. We're not going to single that out as any real flaw in Robertson's game. He's a very good player. You've also got Virgil van Dijk in the middle, who's arguably the best defender in the world, or maybe even one of the best players in the world at this point. Tammy's going to have his work cut out, but he's going to be angry. He's sore. We saw it after that game against Valencia. He said, we're going to take this anger out on Liverpool, which is exactly what I want to see from my striker. It's Diego Costa-esque, if I must say so myself. It's like, you know what? I'm not happy. I'm going to take it out on you. I like that from Tammy, and I feel as though that if Tammy Abraham can get us a goal early on in this game, Stamford Bridge is going to absolutely erupt. He's going to be full of confidence despite what was a poor performance against Valencia, and I think that Christian Pulisic or Mason Mount on that left-hand side, and with Emerson coming back as well and his ability to get forward, I think Emerson versus Trent Alexander-Arnold and Pulisic ganging up on the right back could be Chelsea's way to win this game. You've also got to look at Liverpool's centre of midfield. They're probably going to start with Gini Wijnaldum. Fabinho's probably going to be in there as well. These two players, they love to control the tempo of football matches. If N'Golo Kante is in there to break up that play in the middle of the park, Liverpool aren't going to be able to dictate the play. Kante's going to come in and do exactly what he did in the Super Cup as long as he's fit and he doesn't get an early injury in this game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Liverpool targeting Kante if he is on the pitch, because if he's not match fit, he might not be timing his tackles as well as he normally would do. If Kante's on the ball and if Kante's on the pitch, I fully expect him to be able to combat the Liverpool central midfield in order to regain some control for Chelsea in this match. I think that the way that Chelsea can set up in this game, if we start with 3 at the back, I think we're going to fail. I think that if Frank does start with 3 defenders, we're going to lose this match. That is my genuine belief. But starting with Emerson at left back, I feel as though there's definitely ways that Chelsea can get forward, and with the form that Tammy is in, Liverpool won't be taking that lightly, and I fully expect Tammy, if he gets the chances, to convert against Adrian at the weekend. We've also got to remember no Alisson, so that is another thing for Chelsea to try and target. So let's move back to talking about the man who signed the new contract, Callum Hudson-Odoi. It's at a point now where we don't know which game it's going to be, but we know it will be very, very soon. We've got Grimsby next week, which you could argue it both ways. It's an easy game for Callum to come back in, get some minutes under the lights at Stamford Bridge, probably score a goal or 2, let's be honest. We should beat Grimsby quite convincingly. Now I've said that, I'm going to make myself look like a fool, become a meme for the next 10 days, but hopefully not. Let's just focus on the game at hand next. Hudson-Odoi, does he play against Liverpool? And again, if he does, could he be the one to be taking on Trent Alexander-Arnold, getting those balls in for Chelsea and getting shots in on goal? He could be. He really could be. He was very good last Friday. He signed the contract this week and it's been announced this week, so maybe that is a little foreshadowing. Maybe Frank's had a little word with the board and said, yeah, well, if you make the announcement now and then he starts on the pitch on Sunday and it's an extra boost for the fans. All of these little psychological things could be things that might be leading to Callum Hudson-Odoi starting this game against Liverpool. I think I'm talking from a bit of a dream perspective right now. If he is 100% fit and he's ready, it would be amazing to see Callum Hudson-Odoi. And although I've singled out Trent Alexander-Arnold, we cannot write off his ability going forward. The guy can put in a cross as good as anyone in the Premier League. He's still a good defender. I just think in terms of pointing out weak links in a very strong Liverpool team, he's one that I would definitely look to try and exploit from a defensive sense on Sunday. So what do I think the score is going to be? I gave my score prediction in my Premier League predictions video. If you haven't seen that video, I give predictions every week to every single match. I said 2-2. I think there's definitely going to be goals in this game. Let's focus on Chelsea's defence for a moment because Kepa, I put him under criticism in the game against Wolves. We scored 5 goals, but the 2 goals we conceded, I definitely felt were a result of Kepa not commanding his box enough. And in a game against Liverpool, they're going to have an aerial threat. We're going to see Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino, who, by the way, Firmino is absolutely world-class. Mane is world-class. Salah is world-class. We are going to have to be defensively perfect in this game against Liverpool. Give them one little sniff and they will score a goal. They will score multiple goals if we are not up to the defending game this Sunday. And that comes down again to Kepa. I want to see him saving shots. A lot of people have been sending me statistics from Kepa this season where, considering the amount of saves he's made, he's conceded a lot of flipping goals, which is a worry, and he really needs to be on his A game for this match against Liverpool. For Chelsea at this stage of the season, every game is a must win if we're looking for the top 4. There's no guarantee that we're going to get through the Champions League group after what we saw this week. I still think we will, and I think we'll probably win the group, in my opinion. We'll go on to that another day. We've got Lille in a couple of weeks, got my ticket, I'll be there. But every single match in the Premier League is key, and if we can take points off of Liverpool, with Manchester City, they've got 2 of their best centre-backs out right now. Spurs, are they clicking? We don't know what we're going to get with Tottenham week by week. Arsenal, still defensive worries. Man United, still not looking great. Chelsea need to be making a statement, and a win against Liverpool at home would be the biggest statement that we could possibly make. And not only that, it makes the title race a little bit more interesting because Liverpool are running away with it right now. They're 5 points clear, and if they win at Chelsea, their confidence is going to be absolutely rocketing. And do we want to see Liverpool win the league? No, because they won't shut up about it. So in terms of what the key battles are in this match, I've highlighted 3 that we're going to wrap up this video with today, the Liverpool-Chelsea preview. The first one is Fabinho versus Chelsea. I think if Fabinho runs the game for this Liverpool team, Chelsea aren't going to win the match. Fabinho has been the unsung hero in Liverpool's success last season and this season. I think that slowly but surely he's establishing himself as one of the best central midfielders in world football, which a lot of people may disagree with that, but I personally think Fabinho is world class. There are world class players all over this pitch for Liverpool, and let's just say N'Golo Kante doesn't start against Liverpool, Jorginho and Kovacic are going to struggle. And they're going to have to be playing the best possible game they can in order to combat the presence, the tackling, the way that Fabinho regains possession. We're going to need to be completely, to a point, to a man, perfect to win this game. If Fabinho's on form, Liverpool are on form. The second key battle is going to be Sadio Mane versus Azpilicueta. We've seen it before. Azpilicueta, as a one-on-one defender, he's very, very strong. He's very good. He can put in the tackles. And tomorrow, I mean, Sunday. It's Friday. I keep getting ahead of myself. Sadio Mane, for me, despite the unbelievable talents within this Liverpool side, Sadio Mane is the biggest danger man. He's the most in form right now. Mo Salah's still scoring goals, but Mane is the one that really worries me. I think Emerson, he could deal with Salah. I'm saying things that I could definitely regret here. But Mane against Azpilicueta is a key battle, and Azpilicueta is going to need to have his best game of the season in order to stop him. And the final battle is whoever plays on the left for Chelsea against Trent Alexander-Arnold. Can we control Trent's attacking presence? Can we stop him from getting forward? And can we exploit him defensively? That is where the opportunities will most likely arise for Chelsea, and Sadio Mane is where the majority of opportunities will arise for Liverpool. I'm sticking with my 2-2 prediction. I don't like not predicting Chelsea to win the games, but this is tough. We've got to respect the opposition. As much as Chelsea might not like Liverpool, they're a bloody good team. They're the best team in the Premier League right now, but they are beatable. We saw it in midweek. They lost to Napoli. They weren't great there. They were beaten 2-0. We were beaten as well, but this is the kind of game where Chelsea step up. Frank will need to give a very inspirational team talk to those players, and hopefully they all come out and it's going to be a very nice day weather-wise. Potential of a thunderstorm on Sunday afternoon. Let's just hope that that thunderstorm is one that Chelsea come storming into at Stamford Bridge, getting the result against Liverpool. It would be the dream. So yeah, that wraps up this video today. Let me know your thoughts on what we're going to need to do to beat Liverpool in the comments down below. Tomorrow, there is going to be a brand new episode of FIFA 20 Chelsea Career Mode, and there will also be a match vlog on Sunday, as well as another FIFA Career Mode episode. So stay tuned for all of that. If you're not yet subscribed to the George Benson Football channel, be sure to do so. I upload new videos at least once every single day, and the road to 100,000 is well and truly on. I will catch you all later. Come on, you Blues.